the answers, no what answers I could find you, I could find.
From the Sporting News Studios, this is Hot Corner with your host, Matt Latevsky.
I got all the answers, all the answers I could find you, I could find all the answers if you let me get it close and study you.
Back after a week hiatus. We did a lot of reflecting during that time.
I didn't do it.
We got a lot better at fantasy baseball in that time. Is that true?
Not sure that's true.
No, I'm actually on a big... Last time I was on a losing streak as bad as I'm on in DFS, I wound up finishing third in a tournament winning $100. So
You need a slump buster.
I need a slump buster because I am slumping bad.
Yeah,
but
I hear that.
Yeah, all right.
You're going to take it easy on me today, though. I'm a little, I got back.
Rusty?
I got back Friday night.
Well,
watched a little baseball.
You got back from the UK.
Yeah,
so you
so I
were
was
really out of it.
I was way off.
Yeah.
I mean, just to put it in perspective, you can't watch anything, right? Even if you wanted to.
I mean,
7 o'clock.
could.
Well, 7 o'clock games start at midnight, so you're not doing that, right? But here's the kicker with trying to follow along. When you go to look up scores on a scoreboard on your phone, wherever,
it's converted.
No, it's not converted. No, it's on the wrong day.
Oh, yeah.
So
classic.
but it's not all on the wrong day. So if there's a 1 o'clock Eastern game on June 12th today, it would be fine. But then all the 7 o'clock, they start at 7:05.
Flip over.
They have those on the next day.
Right.
So you're looking, you're like, didn't I already look at that score in the next one? Does this team play 2 games today? It's really, really, really hard to follow. I watched this weekend, but I don't know. Just take it easy on me today.
I'm gonna take it easy on you.
Today needs to be kind of like a simulated game.
Eric Ferreira, I can't even call you fantasy football or fantasy baseball enthusiast.
I'm not enthusiastic about it.
You're like fantasy baseball observer.
I was on tilt last night.
Yeah,
we've talked about. We used
Jimmy
that term
Paxton.
before.
Jimmy Paxton
put me on tilt last night.
Jimmy Paxton put you on tilt. Who did I have last night? I had someone in DFS. Oh, it was Chris Archer. Second inning, homer, and I was like, all right, well. This was a fun night.
Well, this was like 7:05.
4 homers.
I'm settling in. I put some games on, and it's double, single, 3-run homer. And I'm like, by 7:08, maybe 7:10. And I'm just like, okay, well, he can't have a good ERA tonight.
Right.
Like, that's
what's funny about that is because you were saying like, oh, but Jason Vargas can shut down the Yankees, and it was like the stats, that we always quote in weekend streaming. Which we're back with. I think that's what people really missed last week. They didn't really care about anything else they missed. And it was, because I do the daily rankings, and it was like, hey, Mets are 6th against lefties. Yankees are 24th against lefties. Is it possible Jason Vargas could have but I didn't take Vargas for DFS. I didn't take Paxton either, but I didn't take Vargas because I'm like, I'm not taking... He's been lights out. Like for 7 straight starts, he's been awesome, and you still just see his name, and you're like, "No way!"
I just don't know. I just don't know how to predict pitching. I mean, I guess we predict pitching on weekend streaming.
We do,
but like
our last batch wasn't great, but it was still pretty good.
I feel like I look around the league, and bad guys have good starts, good guys have bad starts. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But
yeah, well, listening, hopefully you're not listening to me because.
I try not to do much of that.
Yeah, you shouldn't do any of that. So anyway, we're going to get into it. We will get into weekend streaming later.
I got some of your hitters on my team now, though.
Oh, you got Brian Reynolds. I'm Brian Reynolds. So you got him. Yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into some, stats. We're going to look at low BABIP hitters. Ooh. See who could be a buy low type guy. Okay. We got a lot. We got some interesting ones, I think. And we're going to get into closer, get on the carousel, top closers. We always start, though, by looking at some potential waiver pickups. We got more pitchers than usual this time.
Yeah.
A lot of times we focus on hitters. We let pitchers sort of drift into weekend streaming and do a little combine. But we got more pitchers this time. I didn't like the hitters that were out there. So we're going to start We're going to start with a guy who I believe is pitching today on Wednesday in the afternoon, no less. So by the time this comes out, he could have gotten really blown up. But Zach Plesac, pitcher for the Indians. This was a guy, he was fantastic in the minors this year. Pretty good in the minors all the way through. He's come up, so far he's made 3 starts, not counting today's. The standard stats look good. The advanced stats are worse. The Ks are pretty mediocre, which obviously is a worry, especially for a young pitcher. Now, these Indians guys, this guy's kind of like in the mold of Shane Bieber. Low walk, low homer. Ks are decent, but not lights out, but it's just...
Ks should be better. They're below his minor league numbers.
Right. Well, that's not a shock. but
no, but they're pretty far below.
Far
I mean,
below.
he's 8.5, 9, and he's at 6.5 right now.
Right,
per
but
9, so.
doesn't really walk that many people. He's not quite as pinpoint as Bieber with the walks, but still very low. The homers are low. It just seems like he's a good pitcher. 24 years old. Right age, but is this a guy, we talk about young pitchers all the time. Who's worth it? Who's not? Can you ever really trust him?
I mean, his BABIP's a little low. BABIP against right now is a little bit low.
Yeah.
So that could be, that could be a little scary. He's leaving 91.5% of guys on base.
Right.
That's a little high.
That's very high.
He's got a 3.51 FIP, which is fine, but it's not his 1.86 ERA.
Right. XFIP even worse, 4.26.
So the one thing I'll say about him, if you're in a weekly league, he's got a 2-start week next week.
Yeah.
At Texas, not great, but then he's at home against Detroit, which is pretty good.
Yeah, no Gallo, though. I'm not as scared about Texas with
fair
no
enough.
Gallo.
So I guess my point is, see what happens today, or don't see what happens today. I don't know.
Reds today.
If you're going to grab him and you're in a weekly league,
yeah. Oh, we're definitely grabbing a 2-star week for sure.
Next week's, certainly the time to do it.
The swinging strike rate, 8.5. There's a lot of reasons to not be excited about him. I think overall he's going to be more good than bad. He strikes me, though, as one of those guys when he's bad, it's going to be really bad. Because he doesn't have that put-away stuff.
Right.
So overall, I think a worthwhile guy. Definitely track him. Definitely in favorable matchups. But it's just always tough with the young guys. All right, another guy who started the year, and I think we liked him as a potential sleeper. We talked him up. Started horribly, went to the minors, but now he's back, and he's been really strong since returning. That's Nick Pivetta for the Phillies. Since returning 20 innings, 4 runs, 21 Ks. Kind of been, I guess, a little better than expected, but the K rate's been what we expected before the year. Good pitcher. The Phillies, I think, have sort of underachieved this year, right, for what was expected. But still, you kind of like them as a team.
Yeah, good lineup.
Right. You like to
ballpark's a little scary.
Right, but you like to think he can get some wins and whatnot. Are you buying into him at all, or do you think, cool, he just had a little hot streak?
No, I like him. I think he's a good guy to kind of round out your staff. I like to look ahead. Next 2 starts are at Atlanta, at Washington. But then after that, he projects out to face the Mets and the Marlins.
Right.
So definitely,
I always bring up Washington kills lefties, not great against righties. So that start not as scary.
How's his ownership though? Because I thought it was a little weird that you had him on here. I figured he was probably pretty.
Well, he was just
owned.
in the minors. Yeah, he's right around 50%.
Yeah,
a little high.
Yeah, I think if you're going to grab him, you could grab him probably any time over the next week or so. Definitely look at those Mets and Marlins starts in a couple weeks.
Right.
If he's not already on a team by then.
Right. Well, James Paxton can't get out the Mets, so.
Listen.
You think it's all hand? It's all which hand?
Listen.
It's just weird to me.
It's just
that Paxton much of a difference.
With that look on
stretch
his
out
face.
your hand.
Did you see the game last night?
Yeah,
a little scared look on his face.
Scared of the Mets?
Yeah, it was scared. In between batter, like when they throw it back to him, just to look on his face.
He's like, Jeff McNeil.
I was like, are you scared right now?
I don't think he was scared. He might have had diarrhea.
I don't know. I think his knee hurts, but we don't have to sit here and talk about Jim Paxton any longer.
Yeah,
he came back from rehab and was like, my knee still kind of hurts, but I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But
then what? All right.
Yeah.
we'll go to another guy who we had a little sleeper buzz before the year. Didn't start well, but man, since the start of May, it's really been strong. Trevor Richards for the Marlins since the start of May, 2.23 ERA, 8.3 K per 9. He had a string of really favorable starts in there that really helped Goose's numbers. It was like Padres, Giants. There's one other pretty bad team. Now, he doesn't get to pitch against the Marlins, so he can't even claim that.
That stinks.
But then in his last start, I believe was against the Braves, went out, was strong again. You look at him, I feel like we keep talking about Marlins pitchers, whether it's Pablo Lopez. Who's the other Marlins pitcher we like?
Alcantara?
No, there's another one we kind of like.
Caleb Smith.
Caleb Smith, yeah. And, they're not a good team. The wins aren't really going to be there. Do you really trust them? I don't know.
That's the whole Park thing, right? I mean, when they're at home, they're pretty good. And I know Lopez's numbers are drastically different at home and on the road.
So he's a guy, I like him. I like him more if he changed his name to Trevor Dix, D-I-X. I think that'd be
where did that come from?
Richards.
Oh, okay,
and he'd be like,
well, he's still confusing with Trevor Williams.
Well, yeah,
for the Pirates. I don't.
That's why he needs to change it. Yeah. I feel like you remember Trevor Dix.
Sure.
Especially with an X. 2 X's?
Yeah.
Then we know what
Why not add a third X?
What's that?
If he had a third, and then is he a porn star?
Well, I think 2 is a porn star. 3, you're just like, I do weird stuff.
So you're not even mainstream porn.
Oh, no. You're
Not like Addison Reed.
No. Or Brooks Pounders. No.
Or Aaron Bummer.
Right. Or Aaron Bummer does some interesting stuff as well. But anyway, your take on Trevor Dix.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's all right. Again, looking at some of the numbers I didn't really love. He's another guy, low BABIP against 233. He's his career's been 260, 280, 290 and up.
He looked last year like he was doing the gradual improvement because he improved last year and it wasn't like, oh, look at these numbers, they jump off the page, but it was solid enough over a K an inning and whatnot. 4.62
FIP against his 3.31 ERA. I mean, to me, he's definitely not a hold.
But he's improving.
He's not a hold. He's a look for home games, look for medium offenses against at home. I don't think he's someone that you necessarily need to just like have on your roster and not drop.
So I like him a little more than you, but that's all fair. All right, another guy, we talked about him like over a month ago when he was still rehabbing and said, get on him now, stash him. He's finally up. That's Jimmy Nelson with the Brewers. First start did not go well.
Not well.
And I believe it was against the Marlins. It was a good matchup. I should look that up.
I think it was Marlins.
Yeah, because everyone was a weird DFS guy. A lot of people were in on him, and I was like, I don't know about this, just first start. But his numbers in the minors here when he was rehabbing were like the strikeouts were decent. The rest of the numbers weren't great. But I'm always like, hey, as long as the strikeouts are fine, that's what I care about most for a rehabbing type guy.
Sure.
What do you think of him?
Yeah, I like him. I definitely like him.
So more than the other 3 guys we've already talked about.
Yeah. Him and Pivetta would probably be my favorites.
All right.
But Nelson, good team behind him. 2017, he struck out over 10.
He was great.
10 guys.
That was a long time ago, though. You and I were a lot better in 2017 than we are now.
Probably won a title against some friends and family back then.
Oh yeah.
He had a 3.49 ERA back then, 3.05 FIP.
But he was improved. It really looked
like he had gotten better.
It looked like
year.
2018 was going to be that real breakout. Like, hey, this guy could be a Cy Young contender.
Right. I mean, I'm concerned. Coming off injury, obviously.
I mean, bad injury.
It could take a while for him to get comfortable, for him to get settled. I definitely like him as a hold. If anything, if he can stay in games, wins should be there with that team.
He's going to do a lot of 5-inning starts, I think.
Probably.
And that obviously.
But I like the K's. I like the team. I don't like that first start, but I mean.
Yeah, that doesn't worry me. I'm just more worried about the short starts. I think it's going to be up and down. I feel like he's a little more. Fool's gold is too strong, but a little more you see the name and feel a lot better. Whereas a guy like old Trev Dix, you're like, whatever. And he could be just as good, if not better.
You think he can be better? So, all right. Well, now that we talked about
the guy hasn't pitched in a year and a half.
Now that we talked, these are the 4 pitches we're going to talk about. So, rank them.
All right. I think I would probably go Plesac, Richards, Pivetta, Nelson, which I think is like the exact opposite of yours.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'd go.
Well, you like Pivetta.
I like Pivetta. I'll go Pivetta, Nelson.
Yeah.
Richards, Plesac.
Yeah, see?
Just because, the young pitchers, I feel like I've been burned by so many young pitchers.
And that's fair. That's more than fair. Pivetta, I don't know.
The thing with Plesac, he's got a good division, right? So he's going to be.
Well, not now when he goes to Minnesota, he does.
Now when he goes to Minnesota, avoid those stuff.
Number 1 against lefties and righties. Your Minnesota Twins.
Wow. They're not my Minnesota Twins.
Hey, they're everyone's Minnesota Twins now. All right. So really though, that just maybe the fact we ranked them so opposite just says don't touch any of them.
Well, you know what the takeaway is really?
They're just streamers.
The takeaway is look for good starts.
Yeah, go weekend, maybe go midweek streaming.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some hitters. Another guy back from injury. He's been up now a couple weeks. Been pretty good. That's Kyle Seager.
Concord, North Carolina's own.
Yeah, there you go. And his brother.
Well, yeah, they grew up in the same house.
Yeah, it tends to happen sometimes. So he's, look, he had 7 straight 20 homer seasons before this year.
He's a 20 to 30 home run guy.
Always, right? Mm-hmm. Batting average keeps creeping down. Mm-hmm. He's had a pretty good start, just kind of doing what he does. Like sometimes you'll see a guy come back.
He's boring. He's classic boring but good.
Super boring
but good.
So is there any reason? Like people, he's a name and no one's really jumped on him.
I would take him if I needed a third baseman. I think, again, we've talked about this. I feel like there's a lot of infielders, like second, third.
Everyone hits homers now.
Guys you can kind of play and feel comfortable about being in your lineup. So I think that's why he kind of becomes just a guy. But, if I'm in a league with some strict eligibility and I need like a third baseman, why not?
Yeah, he's going to hit like 15 homers the rest of the way.
He's got 4 homers and 71 plate appearances already.
Yeah. The walks are way up than they normally are. That could just be an aberration, of course, but the K's... And he doesn't strike out a ton.
As bad as the Mariners are as a team, like their lineup is still decent.
Yeah. Like they're going to... Look, you know what I'm going to say. They're going to start trading here pretty soon.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm going to start selling guys. I mean, Edwin will be gone soon, and they're going to start trading. But it's good enough right now. And
there's still guys to be on base, to drive in, to drive you in.
Right.
I mean, it's not. He should be on a team. He should at least be on a team's bench.
In like deeper leagues, like 12-team leagues.
Yeah, for sure.
Cetera. Definitely or corner infield leagues, I think he should be on the team.
All right, who would you rather have going forward? Seager or Sano? Third base.
Yeah, that's tough, actually. I feel like I'd take Sano just because he's better offense and there's more like big homer upside. Like especially in a weekly where he could have those monster weeks. So I would take him. But yeah, Sano's... I mean, he's not great.
All right, Seager, Sano, Yandy Diaz.
Kind of like Yandy there.
Yeah.
But I'd have to kind of... But see, Yandy kills lefties, not righties. I'm wondering if... I don't think he'll fall into a platoon, but I'm almost like almost feels like more of a daily league, like play him in the right spots. But yeah, I still think he's going to have a higher average, right? I mean, so I don't know if he's going to hit more homers, but probably pretty
I wouldn't
even.
think he would hit... Seager and Sano without Homer.
Probably.
Without Homer Yandy.
But it's pretty close.
I don't know. Dude never hit more than 10 home runs in a season.
Yeah, he has this year.
Yeah.
So it's different.
All right. I just like sometimes.
You think he's going to stop?
Sometimes I think when we do these waivers, we throw out names. We don't like to throw out names that we've thrown out before.
Right.
But then they need a little context of other guys who might be in and out of your waiver wire. So I think it's always good to kind of rank them.
Yeah, no, it never hurts. All right, another guy called up recently. Huge power numbers in the minors. Kevin Crone for the D-backs.
Any relation to Juice Crone?
I assume you were going to look it up. I didn't.
Oh, is that what I bring to the table?
I see a Crone. He plays first base. How can he not be? So
that's the kind of guy I am.
If his first name started with a C.
Oh, that'd be.
Then it'd be or it was initials.
That would be done.
Yeah.
Oh, if it was KJ Crone.
JT Crone.
Yeah,
we wouldn't even think twice.
I don't think they're related.
Well, that's disappointing. But anyway, so this guy. Again, but he's old, right? So you see the monster power numbers in the minors and you kind of get excited. But then you go, oh, he's 26. Yeah, he should be killing AAA pitching. But this year in 44 games at AAA, he had 21 homers. He was slugging 800. Came up, he's already got 2 homers. What do we got?
I got an update. They are brothers.
Of course they are.
They
How
are
could
brothers.
Not be?
They're both, the father was Chris Crone.
Well, yeah, I know.
So CJ a Chris Jr.?
That's a good bet.
Probably.
That's a good bet.
I could probably click on this link and find all that
Don't do that. But again, you look at Kev's minor league numbers, and this year the walks were way up, the Ks were way down. I mean, and so 16 games so far in the majors, he's slugging .563, 2 dingers. He bats really low though, in the order. It doesn't seem like it's a priority. We got to play him. They have other guys.
Well, they played him 2 out of 3 this weekend, but they were DHing.
Yeah.
They were in Toronto. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Christian...
And he was hitting 9th.
Christian Walker's still there.
Still pretty good.
He can clearly be beat out for a job. I mean, he's got no rights to that
And there's
job.
not a righty-lefty thing here.
No.
Right.
And there's nowhere else Crone can play.
Yeah.
Or I don't think Walker can play. So, I do think...
You can't throw one in right field.
I do think playing time could be an issue. I love the power numbers.
He's striking out a lot in the majors. This doesn't seem like it's worth watching if there's an injury. I don't think it's worth watching right now, though.
Worth watching if they have a little American League.
Well, sure.
A little American League stint.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Good. Thanks. It doesn't happen a lot. It's not like they're going to have 20 straight in AL Parks.
Never know.
No, I do know actually.
You never know. You don't know what the schedule.
No, but I know it's not that. I know that much.
You don't know what the schedule has in store for that.
Yeah, I just wish it wasn't 26 too. That's a real boner killer. A real Croner killer.
But that's no big deal.
You didn't even acknowledge that.
I know. I went right by it. I don't think that's a big deal. The age isn't a big deal. This isn't a keeper
that's
league.
a big deal.
That's not a keeper league.
No, but it's like, yeah, he's 26. He killed AAA. Like, we see that all the time, and then they can't
but
get
like
the majors.
my bigger thing.
Never heard of Quad A?
My bigger thing is, I've heard of it.
Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of it.
Thanks.
My bigger thing is playing time. Like if a 26-year-old came up and like had a clear path to playing time and had power, like cool.
That would help.
I'm not signing him to a long-term deal on my fantasy team.
Right, that would help. All right, let's go. God. All right, calm down. God. All right, you know how I always like to try to talk about a catcher because
Do you?
Yeah, because it's such a bad position.
We never talk about catchers.
Well, I want to.
Because we would have talked about my boy Jorge Alfaro like
We talked about
months
him.
ago. I don't
we
think so.
did talk about
I
him.
don't remember.
For sure we did.
Was I here?
Probably not. I don't think I was even recording.
You're just talking
I was just
about him.
talking about it. All right, Elias Diaz.
Okay.
Pirates.
Yeah.
So he was pretty good last year.
Okay.
Since the start of May. So we're 6 weeks.
Okay.
He's hitting over 300.
Okay, that's about all he's doing.
Yeah, because
This dude has got no power to
But he
speak
did
of.
last year. I mean, he slugged 455 last year at 10 dingers, 85 games. So the potential's there.
I've seen a lot of single digits on his career home run page.
All right. 10 last year, though, in the majors. Isn't that what matters most?
Yeah, he's another guy maybe when the lights turn on.
And when Josh Bell gets to helping him, because Josh Bell wasn't a home run hitter either.
So they help each other out like that?
Yeah, they're teammates. You ever heard of it? It's like how you're supposed to pick me up when you just drag me down.
You're supposed to pick me up today. I told you you're going to have to pick me up.
Yeah, I was giving out gems like Kroner Killer, and you just skipped right over it. So I don't know what more you
I'm not
want
really
from me.
into below the belt humor.
Well, that's where I thrive. So anyway, Elias Diaz. Obviously, you hate him because you just don't like his minor league numbers. But a catcher who's hitting 300, who did show some pop in the majors last season. He's 28, but Francisco Cervelli hurt. He's playing more and more. For a crappy position like catcher, is there any reason you're giving this guy a second look?
If you really need one.
Okay. So
But who would you have at this point that's like recently hurt? Cervelli, I guess, but
Well, nah, he's not on teams. I don't know. Like if you're with Josh Fegley,
why would you have him?
he's playing pretty well.
But why
he's having a pretty good year.
He's your starting catcher?
Why not?
Okay.
There's not many good Who's your starting catcher?
Jorge Alfaro.
Okay, he's not good.
Yeah, he is.
Not really.
He's got some nice pop.
He's average at best.
He runs a little.
It runs a little.
He runs a little.
I gotta see these steel wheels on these stolen bases.
He's a very athletic catcher.
One steal, 2 caught stealings. Well,
That's what I mean.
Going
He runs
for
a little. I like that he's going for
So
it.
his numbers: 271, 9 dingers. Great.
He had 16 steals in single A ball for the Rangers in 2013.
2013.
Dude runs a little.
In 2013.
Dude runs a little.
20. You know how the kind of cool shit I was doing in 2013?
Correct that. He didn't have 16. Across 3 levels, he had 18.
Yeah.
Runs a little.
No, not anymore. That was 6 years ago.
Oh.
He's not running anymore.
Well, he had 3 steals for the Phillies
His
last
walk
year.
rate, 4.1%. Strikeout rate, 33.3.
Yeah, like both of those numbers.
No, you shouldn't.
I like his 9 dingers already.
If this is the guy, okay, great. We're projecting forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I take his 9 dingers.
All right, board bet.
multiply.
This point forward,
All right.
June 12th on. Write it down in your little
All right.
stupid notebook.
All right.
June.
My stupid notebook.
More homers. Alfaro versus Elias Diaz.
Oh my God. I'll take that for my next paycheck.
And I'm going to win your next paycheck. And I'm going to win that. You'll see. I just backed myself in a corner. I had to say it. I didn't even do like total fantasy,
Yeah,
which
what are
I
we
should
doing?
have done.
$1?
Oh, more than that.
All right, it's $1.
Maybe 2. All right. I like Elias Diaz more than you. I think there's probably people with a crappier catcher out there who could at least consider him. See, that's what happens is people get stuck in this rut with catcher, right? And then
Just set it and forget it.
It's the devil you know. And then they look at the overall numbers. And they're like, oh, this guy doesn't even hit homers. Oh, he sucks. And they don't look at the fact that, he's hit 300 since the start of May. And hey, he hit 10 homers in 85 games last year. I should try to get in now. Because the homer barrage is coming.
Yeah, but I'm
all
comfortable.
7.
I
He's
like
going
the
to hit
way
the rest
I like
of
the way
year.
Jorge runs my pitching staff.
Oh, well, obviously, you got to have a good framer on your fantasy pitching staff.
How's his catcher's ERA?
Well, all I know is he does run a little, so that's the big thing with him. All right, and last one, we're going to group in like a bunch of guys together. The Astros. They have 3 dudes.
Yep.
Derek Fisher, who we talked a little about a couple weeks ago. Miles Straw, which sounds made up, but speedster.
Miles Straw definitely sounds like a character in some sort of high school sports movie.
Yeah. Miles Strahd's backup quarterback, right?
But he comes into
right, saves the day.
Saves the day.
And the semifinals, not the championship.
Right.
And then they have a decision. Right, that's the big question. And then Jordan Alvarez, who's the big one.
Yeah, who's probably already on a team.
Well, he should be.
By this.
Hit another dinger on Tuesday night. So looking at that group, obviously the Astros are dealing with a lot of injuries, which is opening up playing time for some of these guys.
Looks like Springer might be back next week.
Yeah, so that'll change the equation. Now Fisher was playing, not just playing every day, but leading off. Yeah. Straw was on like an every other day, and he's just basically a pure speedster, does nothing else. And now Alvarez is up and sort of like, hey.
I feel like he's going to be up and play. I mean, they do have room at DH when everyone's back.
Because there's no reason to play Tyler White. He had his second home run last night.
There really isn't.
Imagine if he was on our home run team, how mad we'd be.
Yikes.
He almost was. So who there? Yeah, Alvarez at this point, his ownership's way up, so he's probably off the board.
Yeah, I think Straw's kind of a throwaway.
Right, just because of playing time mainly.
I mean, Springer's coming back. They still have Marisnik, who's an MLB player.
Yeah, he's a classic Major League Baseball player.
Yeah, I can't imagine you're going to find time to play Straw.
Right.
Fisher's kind of nice leading off, but
he hasn't done much.
No, but and you've got Brantley, Springer maybe next week, and Reddick. I'm not sure there's room for him, especially if we say Jordan.
Yeah.
Do we know how to say his name yet?
I mean,
especially if he's hitting, I don't see how Fisher really fits in.
Yeah.
So that'd be like really short term.
Right.
But Alvarez, dude had 23 homers in the minors already this year, and he's already got 2.
And he's 21, not 26 like Crone. So a big difference. Yeah. So there you go.
Pick him up. Stop listening to the podcast and go pick him up if he's available.
Yeah, he's only owned about 30% of Yahoo leagues, or unowned. So he's on the majority there. So yeah, there you go. There's a lot.
And what do you think of those guys?
I pretty much agree with everything you said. Fisher and Straw, Straw, it's classic daily. Like if you have daily transactions, he's in the lineup. Yeah, grab him, throw him in, hope you get some steals if you need them. No point in keeping him around. Fisher, Fisher's been so disappointing even with a great spot in a good lineup.
Maybe use Miles Straw for your screenplay.
Right.
You think
he's a slot receiver?
I think it could be.
Miles Straw's kind of slot receiver-ish.
I think he could be a QB. Maybe he's a corner.
Does it change your view of him if Miles is with an I instead of a Y?
Not really. It may be a position change, but
right. No, yeah. I mean that changes a lot of things. All right, let's get to the old stat corner. Last time we talked about the guys with the high BABIPs, the hitters who maybe they're sell high, what to expect going forward. This time we're going to take a look at the lows. This is through Monday, so a little outdated. But
man, I talked to so many people in England about BABIPs.
No, you didn't. Crazy about Martin Prado, right?
I was just at the pub having a beer,
right?
Having a fine ale.
That didn't happen.
And I was like, hey, what do you guys think about these
Harold
guys?
Ramirez's BABIP?
What do you think about Harold Ramirez's BABIP?
Yeah.
And they're like, what?
Yeah.
It was cool.
They would have said it with an accent, though. So, don't they say pardon? All right. The guys with some low ones, I picked out some of the most interesting. Cal Franco, 200. Jurickson Profar, 201. Jay Bruce, just lighting the world on fire since his trade. See, the Mariners, they're making trades. Jay Bruce, 210. So just taking those three guys. Jay Bruce already owned, you have him for power, you don't really care. But I guess the main question with him, though, is he even more valuable than we think? Because the average should start coming up.
Yeah, if anything, you just feel a little more comfortable playing him, right? And you're like, well, he's not a good average hitter, but
right.
It should come up.
Yeah, I mean, that's really low.
It shouldn't kill me, and I can play for the dingers.
Yeah. Those other two guys, any reason to sort of think, okay, these are interesting guys to invest in?
I mean, I'm not sure Franco's that great of a hitter to begin with.
Right, he's not.
So,
but that's still 200 BABIPs, really low.
Yeah. And, he's been losing a little playing time lately, too. Although they've been playing Kingery in center, so I don't know who else they have for third, but...
Well, yeah, with Kutchout, which I know that was a big runs year for you, and that was just
it's a killer.
That was another Croner killer.
It's a killer.
Yeah.
It's a killer.
Profar's interesting. He has these little flashes, and then which isn't a surprise. Like, I wrote about that in the preseason, sort of his home road splits, and it's not a surprise he is struggling in Oakland.
He's just like a weird guy. What do you play him for?
Right.
He's got a little bit of pop,
a little bit of speed,
a little bit, but what do you
It's his most valuable asset is the fact he can play everywhere.
Right.
But if he's not producing, who cares?
Right.
So those guys are probably throwaways. Bump Bruce up. in your view of him, obviously, and then with the new park only helps too. So another group here, Brett Gardner, 218, Jock Peterson, 223, kind of like Bruce, where, you're not worried about him because he's producing so much in power and whatnot.
What's Jock's like? What is Jock's typical BAPIP?
I mean, it's higher than 223.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I mean, he's another guy, he's just not a great hitter.
Yeah.
Right?
And like usually 250s, 260.
Right. So the power's way up this year. And
it's funny, his average is in line, if not better than it is in a lot of years, and his BAPIP.
Because he's hitting so many over the fence.
Right, his BAPIP's
So another guy, similar question to Bruce. If you're looking at him, like whoever owns him is like, hey, this is one of my big power guys. So I'm, you can't get him cheap.
Right.
But the point is, are you like, yeah, I'm okay paying a lot because this guy's going to hit better. He's not going to help average, but he's going to be better than he is, plus give me the power.
I mean, I think his BAPIP at this point, it's not like it's in the ones.
Right.
It's 223.
Well, 223 is low.
It's low, but I don't know if it's got,
right.
Like we said, like in the past, it hasn't been like a ton higher. So I don't know how I can go. I mean, I'll take him on my team.
Right.
Do you ever watch the Dodgers?
Yeah,
you see how this dude swings?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Right.
Like, he's playing softball out there.
Yeah. Well, so is the next guy on the list, Rougned Odor.
Yeah. Well,
at 224. So I think
this guy's career is just.
I feel like it's kind of proven he's a bad hitter.
Yep. Oh,
so
for sure.
Even though that's lower than normal, it's kind of like, look, this guy's gonna just swing for the fences and maybe get a hot streak and he hits some homers and steals a few bases
and steals home.
Yeah.
He's such a weird player that has not gotten.
I feel like he's like a real knockoff Javier Baez, but not nearly as good.
He's a real knockoff.
Well, I mean, but he was better than Baez.
Baez is proven with all of his like warts of his swing and miss stuff, he still finds a way to hit 280, 300.
Right. But that's what I'm saying, and he always has. But like Odor went 30-15 2 straight years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, and he even had a good average one year.
Yeah.
Or a decent enough average.
271.
Yeah. And then he just cratered. And he can't hit now. So here are some more interesting guys, I think. José Ramírez, 227. Yeah. Edwin, 227. Yeah. Yasiel Puig, 230. Yeah. So now Ramírez.
Now we're getting into like good hitters.
Right,
good
we're 2.5 months into José Ramírez being bad.
Right.
We look at it and say, okay, he's too good to be this bad.
But it's funny, when he first became awesome, did anyone think he was that awesome?
I feel like it wasn't until like August of last year we were like, okay, José Ramírez is legit.
So then he becomes like a top 5 pick in your draft, and now he's terrible. Did his deal with the Devil just run out?
I don't know. Like, look, he's still one of the best stolen base guys in the league. It's not even like, oh, he's stealing a little. Like, no, he's one of the league leaders in steals at least, so that's something. But yeah, he's going to be better, but how much? I don't know. I don't know what to make of him.
Yeah, I mean, I like these 3 guys. I feel like the Indians got a little run on them, too, at some point. I know their pitching isn't great, but...
Yeah, they're going to trade before they run.
Oh, boy.
The trades are coming, friendo.
Lindor's hitting...
I mean, they took 2 out of 3 from the Twins, but they really needed a sweep last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lindor's fine, obviously. But so those guys, again, Edwin's hitting the homers. That's kind of what he does at this point in his career. Yeah, that's lower normal, but that might be the new normal for him.
Puig's got a hot streak coming.
Puig's got a hot streak.
He's thought it was starting a few weeks ago.
I know.
And it faded.
It's been real stop-start, and he's striking out a lot. But it does feel like he's
a guy when the weather heats up.
Right. And he's running this year. He feels to me like a prime buy low.
Yeah.
And Ramírez, like, I guess Ramírez is buy low, but that's the classic, what can you get for him? I told you, like, in my brother's league, he got Clayton Kershaw straight up for Ramírez.
Yeah, I do that.
That's about as good as you can expect, right?
For sure. If you need pitching, that's a more than worthwhile gamble.
I mean, he's just, people aren't going to give you what José Ramírez is worth and what you spend on him. So it's almost like, unless you get an offer like that, you kind of got to stick with him and just wait till he heats up. And even that might be moderate, might not be what you were expecting. A couple other guys here, Jesse Winker, Justin Smoke, Alex Bregman. Those guys are 243, 246, 249 respectively. So we're getting into a little higher BAPIPs. They're still below, like Smoke. You wouldn't expect to have a high one. That's still below his average. Is there anything
He's
there?
a prime trade candidate.
Smoke?
You'd think, right?
No.
No?
I just wanted to disagree on a trade guy.
Okay, cool.
Second you bring it up.
Cool.
Is there any guy there, like, I mean, Bregman's interesting, right?
Yeah, for sure. But who's going to give you Bregman?
I mean, I don't know. But, I mean, anyone can be had for the right price. It's just a question of...
Ted DiBiase. Everyone's got a price.
I know who that is. I didn't know that was something
coming?
he said.
Oh, everyone's got a price.
He said that's his thing?
He's the $1 million man.
I know that. I didn't know he had a
I
catchphrase.
think he said everyone's got a price.
All right, that's cool. But my point is, do you go like really all in on him? Because his average isn't great right now. You know, the homers and everything else is good. But, like, he could really be a boon in average going forward. Like, he's the kind of guy who could legitimately help your average going forward.
Yeah, I'd give it a shot.
So, like
He's a great player.
Right, obviously. So, like, Smoke and Winker, they're just kind of dudes. You don't think much of them.
I mean, there's definitely a good possibility that Winker has gotten you all he's going to get you this year. Like, he's had his...
Well, and he's, I mean, a fantasy platoon guy if you can.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then if you can't, if it's a weekly
I wonder what's going to happen to
especially.
him, too, like, when Scooter comes back, if they determine Dietrich needs to stay in the lineup, if Dietrich becomes an outfielder.
Right.
They're both lefty,
Yeah, they're both
right?
lefties.
So it'll be interesting to see if there's space for him there.
Yeah, that's true, too. All right, and then the last two, we'll talk about your AL MVP frontrunner, Eddie Rosario, at 251.
Well, no one's going to trade him. He's the AL MVP.
I mean, he might be. We forgot Brantley when we were talking about that last time as candidates, but yeah, Rosario 251. I mean, he could only go up from here. Another guy's hitting more over the fence this year, so that's going to affect his BABIP. But I think he's a guy people look at as, oh, I should sell high. Mm-hmm. But I think the point of talking about him here is maybe it could not necessarily get better overall production, but the average could definitely get better. Yeah, there's still going to be some power and thus ribbies and runs in that lineup.
We're definitely getting to the point of the year where it's kind of about what you need.
Right. But the point is, I think he's like fully legit.
Fully legit.
Fully legit.
Okay. Is he too legit to quit?
Not quite. But Mitch Haniger, who I really just put on here just, because he ruptured a testicle. And that
really
seems
sucks.
Awful.
I'm sure it does. Yeah. It sucks.
You think
especially on my team? My team is dropping like flies, man.
Yeah, well, yeah. We worry about your team when a guy ruptures a testicle.
Well, yeah.
I wonder if that's one of those things that sounds worse than it is, or doesn't do it justice.
I don't like the word rupture.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, if it was a testicular contusion, you're like,
that sounds awful,
like,
too.
we've probably all had those, like,
well, probably.
outside.
Yeah.
But the whole rupture
play outside
thing,
and just...
Well, I was saying, like, in sports, but the rupture
sounds like...
Yeah, rupture is a strong word.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't use rupture lightly.
So does it sound worse than it is, or are we not doing it justice, and it's way worse than even we can consider?
I don't know. I haven't talked to Mitch in a while.
We should get him on the horn. Get him on the blower. All right.
But if he comes back, he should go way out. He's batting way below his like career averages, especially like the last few years. He hit 282, 285 the last couple of years. He's hitting 220 right now. BABIP's over 330.
What's your policy on trading for injured guys? Trading for or trading them?
If
it lowers the value.
Yeah,
right?
but you mean policy in terms of like collusion or it being cool? Or
I just mean like you.
Or do you do it?
Yeah, or do you like look at it and say, "Ooh, I'm gonna really lowball because this guy's out for a lowball."
Yeah, I mean it's case by case.
You get that one?
Yeah, it's case by case. I'm not against it.
Right. So a guy like Haniger, you look at. I don't know exactly how long he's supposed to be out, but I mean you're gonna come in with an offer probably below average or below what you would if he was fully healthy.
Sure.
Right.
Except if you're the guy who like comes back, he's on a rehab assignment. He's coming up in 2 days. And you're like, hey, man, dude's hurt.
Yeah, I always like that move.
Yeah, bro. Like, I know he's coming back, too.
Yeah. Get in on him. All right, let's go to weekend
Waits out like a pitcher's entire, like, month off with a sore shoulder. And after he makes his final rehab, he's like, hey, man, what do you want for Kershaw?
I know he's hurt, but just figured it offer. All right, our favorite part, weekend streaming. We go back to our last one a couple weeks ago. We had 7 guys, and we took some chances.
We did. This was the Lance Lynn week, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And a couple of those chances didn't work out. So overall in those 7 starts, we had 4 wins.
Okay.
Pretty good. 117 whip. Good.
That's good.
11.1 K per 9.
Really good.
But then a 5.15 ERA.
Not good.
So that hurts. The main culprits there who hurt us were Danny Duffy, which I don't know if you remember much of that start, but he cruised through, I think, 5, and then just ruptured his testicle in the 6th.
I think I was in another country.
You might have been, and then gave up 6 runs. I don't know if they were all
that
in
was
that
also
inning,
a Sunday streaming, right?
No, he was a Friday night.
Okay.
So but that one looked good till the last minute, and then the other guy that really screwed us, Malone had a bad whip, but only gave up 2 runs in 4 1/3, and the other guy was our boy Trev Dix.
Yeah.
Matt Strom was going head to head against Trev Dix. And we said one of those.
Trevor Dix.
No, I'm not gonna. We said one of those Padres guys against the Marlins is gonna get blown up. I believe we had 2 guys scratch too, because we had Lauer who didn't pitch, and I think we had another one, Gio Gonzalez, who wound up not pitching. So overall for the season,
Lance Lynn was good though, right?
Lance Lynn was very good. Yeah, very solid. Got us
I'm
a
selfish. I just like looking at my picks.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. For the season. 3.72 ERA, 1.08 WHIP.
The WHIP part is crazy.
It really is.
Because you think streamers might be able to keep the runs down, like the ERA down, but they're the kind of pitchers that give up base runners, right? It's insane that our WHIP has been that good.
I know. 9.6 K per 9.
Solid.
And I don't have wins here, but we have a good number. 14. Well, 14 with a possible Mike Fiers 15 still yet to come because of the suspended
He's leading in that game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and there's 3 innings.
Okay, so everyone hard bullpen to finish that off.
Horde bullpen. And overall, if you do good, bad.
Yeah, good, bad, ugly.
21-7-2.
I like it.
But isn't it weird that if he seems so overwhelmingly positive and 3.72 ERA still isn't very good?
But but you got to put it in
I know.
A 3.72 ERA
for streamers.
For a streamer is probably fine.
Because you should have aces like Noah Syndergaard and James Paxton to bring your ERA down.
Now you're just firing
now
shots.
I'm being a dick.
Now you're firing
Now I'm
shots.
being a Trevor Dix is what I'm doing right now.
But yes, a 3.72 from your streaming section of your staff should be completely fine.
Well, especially if it comes with a 1.08
That would actually lower my team ERA of 4.18.
So you should just full
I can't believe it's June 12th and my team ERA is still 4.18.
It's pretty pathetic.
It really is.
You suck.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Streamers. Friday. I got 1.
All right. I got 1.
And it's the
I don't have any.
It's the aforementioned Trevor Dix.
Going back to the well.
Versus Pirates. I mean, the Pirates are pretty average. It's not like great, bad, whatever, but this is just, hey, Richards is pitching well. It's not a terrible start. It's in a good park. I'm going with him. You good with that?
It's fine. I'm going to throw that as a fine. I'm not exactly backing it.
Well, you're picking a guy tomorrow for the Marlins, the exact same matchup, who's not as good.
No, who's a better pitcher?
Oh, I don't think so.
Pablo Lopez is a better pitcher than
He's way more volatile. But anyway, all right, well, let's get into Saturday then. Okay. You got Lopez.
Yeah, these are all Saturday, 3 out of 4 Saturdays. All mine are Saturdays.
Okay, there you go. Because we know your policy on Sunday.
Right, well, I went looking because I couldn't get a Friday one. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll stick
Friday's
around
not a good stream
on Sunday, and I didn't really see anything.
Right.
So I'm going 3 on Saturday.
Right, okay, so Pablo Lopez.
Lopez.
He is a staple of weekend streaming.
Yep.
Is our worst pick this whole season when he got absolutely blown up by, I believe it was the Mets.
Yep.
10. That's why our ERA is bad.
Right.
10 runs in 3 innings.
I know it.
So is this because you look at this like a game log and you're like, I need to get it down?
I need to fix him up.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I have reasons for starting him. I'm looking up one more. I want to see one more.
But basically, it's the home road, right? That's the biggest split in his favor.
That's what I want to look at right now.
Yeah.
Unless you have those numbers handy.
I don't, off the top of my head, because this was your pick. So
right, okay. So home road, same amount of innings, 35 1/3 to 34 1/3.
Right.
Home ERA, 1.78. Road ERA, 6.82. Again, that Mets game didn't help that.
But the 1.78 is the 1.78.
Right. Giving up 7 homers on the road, 1 on the road.
Wait, 7 on the road, 1 at home.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, but in addition to that, I mean, the Pirates, they're, well, actually, this isn't really a play against the Pirates. They're mediocre.
Right.
Like you said, they're mediocre.
Yeah, they're
his
fine.
last 3, 6 innings. His last 3 starts, 6 innings, 1 earned run or 0 earned runs. 6 of his 10 starts are 1 earned run or 0 earned runs. He doesn't walk anyone, so he doesn't necessarily put himself in trouble with that stuff. So you're talking about our hits getting through or whatever. Guy's a good pitcher. At home, he's a real good pitcher.
Right.
He's been really consistent. He's been a hold for me for the past couple of weeks. Might not get a win because, I
don't know if he's consistent, but he's been better lately. Like Richards. I mean, Richards, same thing.
6 of his 10 starts this year are 1 or no runs.
Yeah, he gave up 10, though, in 1.
Yeah, in 1.
Yeah. That's really bad.
Yeah, well, anyway, book it.
All right.
I'm better at streaming than you anyway, so.
Are you?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. All right. Now
my next one, Jimmy Nelson. We talked about him.
We got both pitchers in this game because I put down Samardzija, who I don't like, but he is much better at home.
Right.
If you look at the numbers.
Right.
And the Brewers
streaming against the Brewers though.
They're not that good though when you look at the numbers.
Yeah, Christian Yelich is bad.
Well, they're a team that isn't nearly as good on the road, and it's in San Francisco, one of the best pitchers park there is.
Yelich and Moustakas are going into the bag. They're going into the bag.
I'll give you Moustakas.
Yeah, he's going into the bag.
Maybe Yelich gets a double down the line, but the point is this: they're just. I know, like I think of that lineup, and I think of those guys especially, and think, oh, Brewers, they're so good, and then it's like, oh, they're 15th. Like, why don't they rank higher then?
Yeah, it's a bit of a reach, but okay.
A little bit.
I see your Jeff Samardzija, and I'll raise your Jimmy Nelson.
Okay.
Same game.
So I believe I wrote him down too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's a joint. We'll joint that one.
Although I don't feel great about it, just because I don't really trust him at this point.
I trust him. They're giving him extra time since his last start. They're giving him. He's not cool. They're giving him extra time.
Why? He only pitched 3 innings because he sucks so bad. Why does he should get less time?
Okay, you picked him too.
He should be out there.
Giants 28th in OPS against righties.
Right. Yeah, they suck. We know that. I mean, that's not.
Suck. Do I even need to explain?
No, we don't.
No, start Jimmy Nelson against us. I think it's a nice little get-right start.
All right. So now your last one.
My last one.
I don't feel great about.
I do.
All right, big balls. What do you got?
Framber Valdez.
I think you just like saying his name.
On the Astros. At home against the Blue Jays.
I like that.
You thought this was an opener situation.
Well,
but because you're lazy and you didn't look to see that in his last start, not only was there a nugget that said he's been added to the rotation, in his last start, he went 7 strong.
All right. I didn't think it was like a 1-inning opener, but I didn't think he was like...
7-inning opener?
No, jackass, let me finish. I didn't think he was like...
Chris Sale's a pretty good opener.
What's that?
Chris Sale's a pretty good opener.
That'd be funny. We just call every starter an opener to screw everything up. I didn't think it was like, oh, he's only going to pitch 1 inning, but I was like, oh, he'll probably go. I didn't know, but I'll be honest. I didn't know he threw 7 in his last start.
7 innings, 1 run.
But I was like, you can only count on this guy for 3 innings.
7 innings, 1 run, 7 Ks.
Who was that against?
Baltimore.
Ow.
But he's going against Toronto now.
Baltimore.
But he's going against Toronto now.
Way better.
You think better or worse?
They're worse. Statistically, they're worse.
Yeah, they're worse, right? So, and good team behind him. He's going to get a W. If he goes 5, he's getting a W.
Oh, can't count on. How long have you been watching baseball to know that that's ridiculous?
Framber.
All right. But
beat it.
High strikeout, right?
Yeah, I mean, strikeout guy.
Okay. Now, that's a risky one, but cool. We're fine with it. All right, Sunday, you're in the car, cooler's packed.
Yeah, man.
The Tommy Bahamas on, you're driving home from the beach.
Yeah,
I'm still streaming because I don't go anywhere, so I'm still streaming.
Yeah, you're home. You are home.
Maybe I walk by the pool.
This is weird. This is a little contradictory because I was going to say, if you ever need anything, you're the guy to call because you're always around.
Yeah.
But you don't really like doing things for other people.
I'll do something for someone. I don't like moving.
Right. So as long as that something is happening in your apartment.
I'd be very happy. I'll help you out any way you need if you're
from your apartment.
If you're in walking distance.
Hey, man, can you send a drone over to help me move this couch?
Hey, you joke about drones, but that's going to be the downfall of all of us. So.
Okay.
All right. I got 3. I don't feel great about any of them.
Yeah, I don't either. Well, one of them, because,
All right.
It's the Giants.
Well, yeah. So I got Chase Anderson. Same thing. It's the Giants. He's been pretty good this year. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's pitched well. To me, that's a classic streamer, Chase Anderson.
He's no Zach Davies.
Well, few are. But it's a classic streamer, right? We've all had Chase Anderson at one point in our lineup.
I thought I could get away with holding him.
Yeah. Okay. Then we're going to go back to this Twins. Here's a guy, if he goes 5, he's getting a win.
Okay.
Martin Prado, who had his little hot streak and has not nearly been as good since. Kind of got roughed up a little bit.
I like that you have the Royals here, 28th against lefties. Do you think that's because the lefties hold their base stealers on more so they can't do Royals things?
It could be.
That's next level.
It's not like, I mean, you think of their best hitters.
They're right-handed.
Dozier, Soler, Merrifield.
They're righty.
So it doesn't totally make sense.
Right. I think it's because he keeps the running game in check.
I think it might.
God, I'm so next level with this sometimes. How am I in last place?
That's all right.
No one else in the league, my league, would think that.
Maybe one guy.
Nah.
So Yeah, he really hasn't been pitching that well, though. So this is more of like a...
Yeah, so there's that.
This is a pure, hey, good matchup, good offense behind him. We got to like him there. And then this one, John Duplantier. I don't even know exactly how to say it. Duplantier.
Duplantois.
Well, D-backs at Nats. This is one, I like that Nat stat. But I know you think the Nats are good against everyone, and they got the hitters to be good against everyone. So this is the riskiest for sure. He's pitched pretty well, though, since he got called up. Pretty highly thought of prospect.
Duplantois?
Yeah. Duplantier. He's a guy, he bats lefty, throws righty. I always like that.
Yeah. Well, no, that's actually bad.
You think so?
Yeah, because his pitching arm is exposed to being hit by pitch.
Well, Syndergaard does it too. And
yeah, well, he sucks, so it doesn't matter.
I didn't think of that. So I don't know. I feel like you really don't like that one.
I like him as a dude. I don't really like him.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
At the Nats, yeah. This is sometimes I have to disassociate myself with some of your streaming picks. They're a little too risque.
Okay, Framber.
You want to go Framber versus Duplantier?
Duplantois? Yeah, we'll do it. So anyway, that's the pick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 8 total. That's too many.
That's way too many.
3 on a Sunday. All right, we'll see what happens. We're getting out
there.
What
do I win when I win all these bets?
Oh, you don't win.
So much.
You don't win anything. All right, let's get on the carousel. Let's talk closers. We kind of don't have a ton for 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
I know. The biggest thing, obviously, is Craig Kimbrell finally signed. Mm-hmm. Goes to the Cubs. It's probably still a couple weeks away. Yeah, they've already said we're not rushing him.
A couple of minor league appearances coming.
Sure. But Pedro Strap's back. I think he'll just be closing in between, and
I think it's pretty straightforward.
And then once Kimbrell's up,
and I also don't think Kimbrell's the kind of guy when they bring him, when they activate him.
He's not being eased back.
He's not pitching the 8th.
He's not pitching 6th, 7th inning, low leverage situations. So yeah, that's kind of that. Yep. It's not like he's available in any leagues. I can't imagine. Yep. So it's I mean certainly not at this point. No. I don't even think before he.
No, he was drafted and held.
It's a long hold, though. Yeah. That sucks.
You kind of knew going in, though, that June date was going to probably matter.
Well, I think there was some thought that maybe in the first couple of weeks, but once we got into April 15th, it was like, crap.
Oh, tax day?
This is going to be till June. I love tax day as a reference point.
So you get the tax day?
The old tax day reference point. Or else it's, for you guys, Patriot Day, right?
Well,
that's a good reference point.
It's a Monday in April.
But it does have fantasy significance because it screws up that whole week. Yeah. Because there's a game at 11 Eastern that everyone forgets about, and they think
I don't forget about it.
Well, I know you don't because you're a proud Patriot. Big game tonight.
Whoo, game 7. Let's get another title.
Think Brady will be there?
I don't know. I do wonder if they're going to do any Ortiz type stuff before the game because I know that they have a honorary captain type person come out first. I'm wondering if they're going to have someone
I don't think he's going to come out.
No, but someone in another Boston athlete in an Ortiz jersey might just set the city on fire.
What if it was Clemens, though?
It's Brady in an Ortiz jersey coming out.
What if it was Kyrie Irving?
Well, he ain't going to be wearing his jersey. Yeah. It's the last time he put his Celtics jersey on.
Maybe. We'll see. Hey, this KD injury has changed everything.
Everything.
It's all different now. All right.
Sports talk.
Who cares about those sports? All right. Now let's get
into Bruins.
Let's get into the crap bag teams because we got a bunch of crap bag team stuff. Orioles. We had Givens, got a save last night. Yep. But Castro got the save before that, multi-inning. Givens before that. Givens actually pitching well again.
Givens got it last night, though, so...
Which means, but your boy Strong Arm looks like he just
They figured he was a little more valuable.
Higher leverage?
Well, again...
high leverage Orioles?
Well, again, the Orioles aren't in many games in the 9th inning, so why use your best reliever?
Good point.
Man, bring old Strong Arm in the 6th.
Old Strongy. So, yeah, I mean, look, every time I think, hey, Givens is pitching well, he gets blown up. So don't feel too comfortable with Michael Givens, but I guess pick him back up.
Sure.
If you're desperate for saves.
We got some more information on this one too last night.
Royals? Yep. Yeah, Kennedy now has saved a couple in a row. They have 8 total. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. We're 2 months past tax day. And Ian Kennedy.
Well, it's a combo, right? They're a bad team.
Has 5 of 8.
They're a bad team, but th've had horrendous bullpen this year.
But 8 saves seems way too low for this point in the year. Anyway.
But I think we probably realized early on he was the best pitcher of the three
It
guys.
looked like it.
But he had some trouble in the ninth.
And then they're doing multiple innings.
They're
with
messing
him.
around.
Yeah.
It looks like he's actually their real closer.
So
now.
it looks like he's the closer. So here's a question. Talk about buy low. Actually, next week let's do team saves.
Okay.
Because I always like that stat. But so that low, that's like outliery low. That's not just because they're bad, obviously, but it's like even for a bad team, like, I think the other bad teams have at least like 13, 14.
Right.
So going forward, assuming Kennedy doesn't get traded, like they should be more safe situations.
Sure.
So no one's trading for Ian.
They've
Kennedy.
had save situations though. That would be the thing to look up for them. They've blown a lot of saves.
Yeah.
They're not just like not.
Are they
in
blowing
games.
them in the ninth, or are they blowing them in like the eighth?
I mean, they went on that stretch where it was like Boxberger had one, Peralta had one, Kennedy had one.
But even that feels like forever.
I think it's funny. Our preseason bet of Boxberger was Peralta. It's
like
1-1. No, it's 1-1.
Oh, he only got one?
I think it's only one. I think it's 1-1. It's just as bad as the Austins and versus Wilson.
That's 1-0, isn't it?
It might be 1-0, yeah.
Okay. So anyway, Kennedy's the guy. Cool. They should get more saves. Like, it's kind of like can only go up from here in a way, but it might not for him specifically because he could lose the job.
Right.
But I don't know.
Or get traded.
Who they were. Because you got to figure they got to have some kind of prospect. They'd rather just, hey, what do you got in the ninth for later in the year? But I don't know. All right. Red Sox.
This team's a disaster.
We keep bouncing around on them, from Brazier to Workman to who was the other guy that we talked about last time?
Oh,
Walden.
Marcus Walden.
But now Barnes got the last save again.
Right, but then he blew one Monday. In a real save situation. A ninth inning, come in for Sale, get Sale a W, and he blew it.
Right. So overall, we're still looking at them bouncing around, I'm sure.
In fact, that tells me that they're going to keep using Barnes everywhere, actually.
Yeah,
because I feel like they tried to make him a ninth inning closer because of some crap that's happened lately, and then he went and blew it. So
it's like, this is a classic, like, do you own any of them? Do you own three of them?
Again, Barnes...
Like, to me, Brazier's out.
Well, yeah, he's on the DL, too.
Well, yeah, I know, but I just mean, like...
To me,
you
Barnes,
wouldn't even be considering him
for
anyway.
the most part, Barnes has been really good.
Right.
So I think...
Well, so is Walden Workman.
So I think you can... Put it this way. Let's say you need... saves.
Right. Everyone needs saves.
I think you can play.
Who doesn't need
Well,
saves?
yes and no, but you don't want to associate a million roster spots to it, right?
Yeah.
So I think you can play Barnes. Right. But if you have three closers, I don't think you play Workman or Walden.
But don't you feel they're just as likely to get saves?
Yes,
maybe even more so.
But I don't know if you devote a fourth starting
just because they're not quite as good, but they have been good.
Like for me, I have some closers,
right?
And I've had Blake Parker on my bench for 2-3 weeks because I don't really need the saves, and I don't want to use that spot for a non-starter for a guy who gets most of the saves in Minnesota, but not all.
Well, most but not all. He didn't get one last night, and it was really weird because they had a day off Monday, and they just went with Trevor May, of all people.
But didn't they also take the lead in the eighth?
Okay.
I think they took the lead in the eighth, so I wonder if May was warming up for a tie game.
I mean, but who cares?
You're watching the Twins. You should know that.
Well, but they did take the lead in the eighth.
Right.
And who cares, though? Like, they were trailing, by the way, so they were losing.
Right, they were losing, which means Parker wouldn't have been up.
But, so that happens all the time when a team takes the lead, then they get the closer up to come pitch the ninth.
Right, well, they don't want to overuse Parker.
They had a day off the day before.
I mean, they don't want to, rush him to get ready.
All right, this is...
But what are you trying to say, though?
That's cheap logic.
What are you trying to say? Because I don't think I think May got a situational save last night.
I know. He's not the closer.
Yeah.
My point is... Okay, they're just Baldelli. It's almost going too far now.
They've done it all year.
Not with Trevor May. They haven't.
No,
like it's almost going too far. His I'll use anyone at any time. Like they were sitting there last night, 2 outs, runners on first and second in a one-run game, and Kyle Seager up, a lefty. Where's Rogers? Where is it a lefty?
He's hurt.
Right. So he's hurt. It's like, why don't you have other people?
What was the last subject? He was unavailable. He had back stiffness last night.
But it's just weird to me, like, okay, so you're leaving Trevor May in, who hasn't been that good. By that point, certainly Parker could have been up and ready to go. Because if you had started him getting ready between innings, because that had been a long couple guys got on, and they're letting so I get that he's sort of like, hey, we got a big lead in our division. Let's work these guys out in big spots because we might need them, whether it's the 7th or 8th inning in October. So there's a logic behind it, right? Like, hey, leave him in. Let's sink or swim. Hey, we got another at-bat anyway, worst case. Mariners bullpen sucks. We got the best offense in baseball. But it was just kind of weird to me, and I think they're going to trade for a guy. And I don't think they'll make anyone the like one overall closer. But
they're definitely going to trade for a guy because they do have the big lead.
Yeah.
They're definitely a playoff team.
I think they're a prime Will Smith destination.
I think that they are a team that definitely is in position to quote unquote go for it.
For sure.
And the bullpen is like the easiest way to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but I
that's
guess
one of the reasons, by the way, I traded Blake Parker.
Exactly. So that's really what this is all about. Is Blake Parker, even with Rogers dinged up, Mays hasn't really been great this year. He's been better since the bad start, but I don't think.
What about old Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan's been good. Yeah. So overall, though, I mean, yeah, Parker's probably going to get the majority of saves for now, but I think he's a prime sell high guy like you did. So good job.
I got lucky. He got a save this weekend.
And you packaged him with Rogers.
Right. I picked up Rogers Friday night. Mm-hmm. He got a save Friday or Saturday.
How pissed would you be?
I was shocked this dude accepted this trade.
No, but how pissed would you be if you had just made, and is it still in limbo or?
No, it goes through right away.
Okay, and then first time Twins are in a save, Trevor May gets the save after you had just made the trade for two other.
Oh, if I'm the other guy.
Yeah.
Oh, if I'm the other guy, yeah, I lose my mind.
You're pissed, right?
But if I'm me, if it was a daily league,
exactly.
If it was a first come first serve, I'd be up on May.
Right. And then offering to him.
So I got Joey Lucchesi for Parker and Rogers.
Pretty good.
So
I mean, he's a little up and down, but still more than worth it. All right, last one, we got two more here. Mariners, they're worthless to me as far as they're basically the Orioles, West Coast Orioles, but their last save was Anthony Bass. Old Bass, all about that Bass. Are we...
Well, I had a nice little update when I did my prep yesterday, because Hunter Strickland was actually pretty close to coming back, but then he had a setback. He felt some soreness around his lat. I don't know why.
Why is that funny? It's not a ruptured testicle. It's not that funny.
I looked at you when I said lat, and I assumed there was a comment coming like, what do you know about lats, bro?
No, I get it.
So he was close, and I actually do think when Strickland comes back, he becomes their closer, and they stop messing with all this other crap.
Right.
But he had a little bit of a setback.
Any reason to pick up the Bass man?
No.
Bassmaster?
No.
No reason.
I honestly don't think any of the Mariners relievers are worth anything except Strickland at this point.
Right.
Unless if Strickland is done for the year or something, then maybe look at him a little more under a microscope. But I don't think they're a bad team. They're a committee.
Right.
And the pitchers aren't good.
Right.
That's not.
It's kind of a trifecta.
That's not a great.
Kind of a trifecta.
Yeah.
All right. Rockies. Wade Davis is back. Any reason where you'd be like, I'm going to keep Oberg around for a week or just done? None. He's been good this year. He's been really good, but so there you go. Dunzo.
D'Annunzio.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? You got anything else?
No, man. Just kind of getting back in the
swing, right?
Just getting back.
Tell the Martin Prado story. I alluded to it earlier.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I made a couple. Because when you were talking about being in the pub, I was like, "Oh, Martin Prado," and you skipped over it in your own zone.
So I'm at our DAZN office in Leeds, England, which for those of you who don't know is about 2.5 hour train ride from London.
No one cares.
And what our office likes to do, which is cool, it's a new office, but our old one did the same thing, is they like to put decals up, but they also like to have conference rooms named after sports arenas in the cities of our other offices, right?
Right.
So there's like a Bank of America Stadium conference room there, whatever. So anyway, there's like all these pictures, and there's decals up. LeBron, Ronaldo,
right?
Canelo,
Heard of all them?
Messi, right? Like big time players, right? The baseball player they pick, Martin Prado in a Braves uniform.
Right.
Hasn't been on the Braves since
2012.
2012.
Right.
Has no connection to any of our offices.
Not a good player, really.
Not really. Complete
in his prime, he was fine.
I think he was a one-time All-Star.
Sure.
Completely nondescript.
Right.
Like what person in facilities or wherever sent, like someone at some point was
to be fair, we know the answer to that.
But like at some point, like someone must have asked, like, hey, what players should we put on the walls here?
Right.
And like, I just don't know how that email went. It was like, hey, Martin Prado. Like if I gave you 1,000 guesses, you never would have guessed it.
Well, I obviously would have guessed. So there is some logic where if they went, well, it's the closest baseball
that's the only
Charlotte.
Thing. But Freddie Freeman, how about a current Brave?
Or Greg Maddux, if you want to go classic.
Yeah, or classic Brave. But Martin Prado, there is literally no connection.
Yeah, there's none.
I think like our internet server provider is like out of Atlanta. I think that's it. But again, why not a current guy?
Right.
Why not a current guy?
It's very confusing.
It's so confusing. And he was in his decal was outside of the conference room I was in all week, so I just stared at it. And the funny thing is I was mostly there with Brits who don't watch or care about baseball, so there was no one I could like have this conversation with.
Like you couldn't be like,
or
this
make a
would
joke.
be like if in Charlotte we had, and then you name like the 8th guy on the,
on a random
Man
soccer
U
team.
or something like that.
I'm just like, I can't even like complain about this to
Who
you guys.
played there 8 years ago.
Yeah, I can't even complain about this to you guys because I don't even get it.
Yeah.
But there makes no sense why Martin Prado is on your wall.
I'm fascinated by it. I'd like to get, have you ever seen those stories? Sometimes you'll see it's like where someone traces back like how a baseball's made, and they trace back to like the cow, not the exact cow, but like the cow leather on this baseball came from this herd.
How about just a simple oral history of how Martin Prado got on the
I'm
wall
not joking.
of
I
the
would
DAZN
like to
office
know.
in Leeds, England.
That would be fascinating to me and approximately one other person.
Right. Brad, probably.
Well, I meant you, but because even Brad would be like, I don't really care, guys.
Really nice office, though.
Cool. But Martin Prado is fascinating. All right. Well, there you go. There's a little baseball in England talk for everyone.
I got the Red Sox Yankees coming soon. They're real fired up about it.
I'm sure they are.
Pretty sure they don't even know what's happening.
I'm sure they could care less. They'll be like Babe Ruth.
There's a big cricket tournament going on while I was over there, though. It was on in all the bars.
Yeah. That's a dumb sport, too.
I was trying to learn it, but
Why?
I had no idea what was happening.
Waste of everyone's time and energy.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, that's it for this week. We'll be back next week. We'll have a whole lot more. I have a feeling we're going to be talking about a big... Who was the guy?
Please finish that sentence.
I'm trying to remember. John Duplantier starts
Yeah, I'll have to make a note. We got to start the pod off
for weekend streaming, and we'll see what happens. So, for Eric Ferrer, I'm Matt Latewski. Thanks for listening, and until next time.